Hey guys, what's up? Duratsu here from DT Central, here with another video. This time we're taking blue-white taxes into a competitive modern league, although it's actually not full league, and I'll explain a little bit later. Anyway, as usual, we're gonna do a quick deck tech before we jump into the matches. I think this is the Decktech first one, but especially useful as this is a lot farther from quote-unquote mainstream blue-white taxes builds, although blue-white taxes itself isn't very mainstream. So anyway, so I'm gonna start Decktech right away. As usual, Aether Vial and Path Exile are cards you will always see in D&T builds, well, almost always. As Aether Vial cheats out creatures and lets the deck work fast, efficient, also giving some cards flash like Flicker Wisp is very good, and Path Exile is the best removal spell in white. And unless if you're playing red or black, you really don't have any other options for main deckable removal spells. And then the biggest difference between blue-white taxes and other builds is that you have a lot of hate bears available to you in the 2 and 3 drop zone, so you can go a lot more low to the ground, which is what I did with this particular build. And anyway, we have the normal Thalias and Leonarders. They're in almost every deck as well. Thalia attacks non-creature spells, and almost every modern deck has a good amount of them. And Leonarder is very good against fetch lands, also it combos with Ghost Quarter. And the other two drops, there's one Remorseful Cleric. There are a lot of graveyard decks running around right now, Phoenix, Dredge, etc. And having a main deck graveyard hate spell is pretty good. Plus, it has a decent creature. 2/1 flyer for 2 mana is not bad, especially as his deck wants to be a little more aggressive. So I think Remorseful Cleric is fine in blue-white taxes, whereas for other D&T/ENT builds, it's a little too slow and clunky. Anyway, moving on to the blue creatures, we got 3 Lavinia Azorius Renegades. This card is one that, and I will say this a few more times, this is one I'm more testing. Lavinia is good in some matches, pretty much useless in others. There are a lot of decks that will get taxed by her, though. For example, many decks will try and cast spells that have, non-creature spells that have CMC less. CMC greater than the amount of lands they have, such as Tron, Gift Storm, any combo deck that has a lot of, any other combo deck that has, like, ways like Chiao Mana, even something like Ad Nauseam, the Grizzlebrand deck, and sometimes even things such as Affinity can have, like, a Mox Opal, and same with Lantern Control. And then there also are, at the same time, many spells that are cast for free, such as any card that comes off the suspend, Rift Bolt, and Search for Tomorrow are the most common, and also Ancestral Recall once in a while. Also, spells from Cascade, such as Bloodbraid Elf for traditional Living End. Lavinia is also good at stopping cards such as Mox Opal, Ornithopter, Pact of Negation. There's just a lot more that you can get through. Overall, Lavinia just does a lot of taxing effects, but at the same token, there are some decks such as Humans that do not really get affected by Lavinia at all. But then you have Gift Storm, which severely gets hurt. Escape Shift and Burn get a little bit hurt. But I don't want to ramble too much about Lavinia, but she definitely does have good potential. And then we have Meddling Mage, a card that is pretty big in Humans. And it definitely is not as good because you don't have Kai'Sa Freebird look at their hand, but once you see the lands that the opponents play and like one spell, you know what deck they're on, you know what cards to name. And there are lots of decks in Modern that aren't drawing removal spells, as the format's very, very linear. So you don't want to have too much interaction. So oftentimes Melee Mage can name Lightning Bolt or Path Exile, and that's all the interaction the opponent will have. So it could lock them out of dealing with our creatures, and then that could be very good, especially as we get to 3 drops, which some of those creatures you really don't want to have die. Anyway, going to 3 drops now. Flicker Wisp and Blades Blazer are cards that are commonly seen in D&T and ENT. Flicker Wisp is one of the most famous of those in Modern. Works very well with Aether Vial, as mentioned before, and then it has lots of functions on both saving your creatures with a vial, giving your creature vigilance, getting rid of a token, stopping a creature from blocking an opponent's side. Just so many things this card does. And then 2 Blaze Blazers as more of an aggressive 3-drop to play. Also one that can be a little more defensive against something such as humans. And also I'm playing one Thalia, Heretic Cathar. This further emphasizes how aggressive I want this deck to be, how low to the ground, as Thalia is really a card that is not very good unless if you want to be very aggressive. I mean, there are very few basic lands right now in Modern. There aren't that many Blood Moons right now, so people can just run decks without many basics, not get too punished. But there are definitely a lot, especially with the London Mulligan rule, people are now looking at building more combo decks, and a lot of those decks run very little, if any, basics, so then Thalia can really punish that. And also, there are plenty of creatures in format right now with haste, especially things like Mantis Rider or Arc-like Phoenix. And anyway, exclusive blue creatures wise, we got 4 Spell Callers. This card's amazing at interacting with the opponent. It's also a flyer, and it has some cool synergies such as Lavinia. If they kill a Spellcaller, they can't cast the spell if Lavinia's in play. And then we also got 2 Reflector Mages to buy some good time, help buy time, or simply bounce a very big creature so he could kill the opponent. Just an overall good card. And then 2 Deputy Attentions, another new card, another one that I'm more testing in the deck. This is one that I definitely could see going up more, whereas Lavinia I could see going down more. Deputy is just, while I'm not really a big fan of Fiend Hunter, and this card's very similar to Fiend Hunter, it's just a 1/3 that removes something. It exiles any non-land permanent, and it also exiles them that share names. So if the opponent has a bunch of Lingering Soul or Bear Blossom tokens, it gets rid of all of them. Then it can also be blinked with Flicker Wisp to then get rid of something else. And this also is a good way of dealing with multiple Snaring Bridges or multiple creatures from elves or humans, or a bunch of Arc-like Phoenixes. This card, that'd be Detention, just has a lot of potential, but at the same token, it's not very aggressive. It's 3 mana, and there are plenty of ways to remove it. So you guys will see in the league if this card plays out as well as it may look. Anyway, moving to the sideboard, we got 5 Graveyard Hate spells, 2 relics, and 3 Resting Pieces. Again, there are, as I was saying with the Remorseful Cleric, there are a lot of graveyard decks in the format, so I'm packing extra Graveyard Hate, and I'm doing 2 Relic Progenitors. Pretend die, I guess, because it's more one I'm losing my word. Relic Progenitors is one that is more in tune with a faster deck, and as I said, Blue-White Taxes is a lot faster than other D&T decks, so having this be able to just cantrip and still get some graveyard hate value is pretty much what you want in this deck. Anyway, 2 Breton Forge Tenders against all the decks that run red, which, spoiler alert, a whole lot of decks from Modern run red, and Lightning Bolt. 2 Stony Silences against Affinity, Tron, Prison, etc. And then we got 1 Cellar Wreckage, good against humans and elves. Also, fine card against Phoenix to get rid of all the Arc-like Phoenixes. Pretty good removal spell. Are only 4 drop in the deck, as I don't want to run expensive cards such as Gating Allies and the card. This deck doesn't really want to have something that's more expensive. And besides, we have other threats, which I'll go over very soon. Also, 2 Dismembers. Very cheap removal spell. The life is not necessarily an issue, as we are more aggressive. or at least more so compared to other D&T builds. And finally, here are the more interesting 3-drops. We have a Mirror Crusader and Burmaz. These are both threats that are typically not in D&T, but I want some threats that are cheaper, more aggressive, and are also easier to cast, as could get taxed by Thalia, and also these can get brought in through Aether Vial. And finally, we got one Oblivion Ring as another way to answer some more problematic permanents. I had an extra slot, so I decided to store an Oblivion Ring just to see how it plays. It's not a card I've not tested as much as I'd want to. And also, before I forget, I'll go over to mana base real quick. The biggest thing about this deck is that it is 22 lands. One of the biggest things about this version of Blue-White Taxes. I would strongly advise not going to 22 lands for traditional D&T or ENT. And the only reason why I'm going 22 lands is that I have 0 4-drops. No Restoration Angel, no Thought Knot. Heck, I only have 1 4-drop in the sideboard, and that's why. So I can cut down to 22 lands so I can be a little less likely to flood. Oh, another way to sort of solve that is by Horizon Canopy, but I want to have a more awkward mana base in terms of too few basics. Anyway, we run the 4 Sea Chrome, 4 Hallowfound, a bunch of plains and island, and then we run 4 Ghost Quarters, again, really good Leon Arbiter, and then also 4 Titan Gadgets to give us some ways to tax Tron or slower decks, and it's also the next best land destruction land I've seen, although this definitely could be a Mutavault. Again, this deck is a little rougher than some other decks, but it's one that I'm really excited to play and show you guys. And yeah. Anyway, before I jump into the league, into the matches, I would like to say that while I was recording, the league I recorded actually ended up only being 3 games, because one of the games the opponent conceded after turn 1, both games, and then the second one the opponent disconnected in the middle of game 1. So instead of just showing those 2 games and calling that a league, I decided to do 2 more matches. So it will not be all in the same league, but it should still give a good picture of what Blue-White Taxes is like and how it performs. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the matches. I'll see you guys then. Alright, here for a competitive modern league playing Blue-White Taxes. We are on the draw, and I'm going to keep this hand. Unfortunate that it has 2 Melee Mages and no second blue/white source to cast it, but still a pretty good hand. Our opponent's leading off on turn 1 Vial off of basic planes. It could be the Mirror, it could be humans, it could be a lot of things. It could even be like, whatchamacallit? Spirits. We'll see though. We shall see. They're taking their Vial up to 1. And Eldrazi Temple. Alright, it looks like it's going to be an ENT style deck. So we might see Displacer, Thalia, Arbiter, something along the lines. Unfortunate they have an Aether Vial, so Melee Mage won't be exciting. I mean, the first one will name Path Exile, but the second one will be a lot less exciting. It is Thalia, sure. I don't care, really. Oh, Vial? Dryad Militant. Alright. I was not expecting that. But I guess that's meant for some of the graveyard decks, as it is good at stopping Faithless Looting, some of the Phoenix spells, Dexterous Snapcaster Mage, etc. Anyway, we're going to play our Meddling Mage and name Path Exile. Best name against any Death and Taxes build is just get their Path Exile out of their hand. I mean, out of the way. And if this is not black-white, then they might have a good amount of trouble dealing with this. So that should be pretty good. If I guess Black White actually doesn't have other removal until post board, so either way, this should at least slow them down. Hopefully they don't have a Thought Knot here, as they'll take our Path to Exile and leave us with some junk. But we shall see, we shall see. I don't think I want to trade with the Dryad Militant. I mean, if they're going to start off with a Thought Knot here, I might block the Militant just so I don't die super fast, but I would rather not. Yeah, I'll just take 4 here. Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but this Blades Blazer will hopefully be able to soak up some damage. Up as I thought. Oh no, it's a Flicker Wisp. Okay. Targeting one of their creatures. Like Thalia or whatever, yeah. So then you give a blocker. Sure. I mean, we could play Arbiter and take away their temple, but I don't see any reason to do that. We could path their Flicker Wisp, but I think it's best just to play the Blades Blazer out now. Keep in mind that they cannot I mean, if I wanted to Path to Exile something, it would be best to do that this turn, but I think it's fine to just play a slower game as we have, as they cannot path any of our things, so in order for them to Path to Exile things, you're going to have Displacer plus activations or a Flicker Wisp off Bile, which will ultimately be difficult for them. And they did not play a Thought Knot this turn, instead they played a Flicker Wisp for pretty much no value, so I think that they don't have a Thought Knot this turn. Unless they just draw it off the top. Oh, it's gonna be like a Flicker Wisp or oh, it's a Displacer. That's really bad. That's okay. Could be worse, to be honest. Attacking with everything. All right. So they have 1 mana up. I think I'm gonna trade. I don't have any prospect of finding a Flicker Wisp or anything, so I'd rather just trade now and take 5. Yeah, this is not great for us, but at the same token, it's not the end of the world. I think we have to kill the Displacer now before it gets out of hand. Let me just see. Oh, we drew Native Battle. That's not great. So I'm gonna play the Ghost Quarter. And then I think I'm gonna go Arbiter into Path to Exile. And if we do the Flicker Wisp, I think the Displacer is going to be a bigger threat in the long term. But I'm not sure how I'm going to be a flyer. Oh wait, shoot. Spells with, oh my goodness, I forgot that turns on my own path. Well, I guess what I have to do then is pass the turn and look to trade Milling Mage. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, but then they, alright, this is not great. I actually forgot about that. Alright. My mistake. I mean, we're in a very poor position with given our hand, and this is one of the worst matchups for blue-white. You really want to be playing against the decks that have lots of spells and combos going on. Like, you don't want to be playing against humans or D&T or Jund, for that matter. Decks like that are pretty much what this version is trying to dodge, and unfortunately we failed to dodge that. So, yeah. At this point, I'm just gonna scoop it up, I think. Just go to game 2. Awkward, but we shall see what we got in the sideboard. I think we got good stuff. Yeah. We got ourselves some removal and threats to bring in. And now we can take out our weak taxing cards, such as Lavinia, which doesn't really do anything. And Thalia and Melee Mage are both weak, but I think Melee Mage is fine. I think Thalia is a little weaker. Cleric is also weak. Well, we have a lot of medium cards against this deck, but I mean, Remorseful Cleric is a flyer, so I'm gonna leave it in. And Stony is not worth it. Rip's not worth it. I could just bring in Relic as a cantrip, but I don't think it's worth it. I mean, Melee Mage is still fine. If they don't have Nether Vial, I could just name like Eldrazi Blazer and such, and it should still be fine. So yeah, let's move on to game 2. Alright, we're on the play, and a lot of Aether Vials, a lot of awkwardness. I'm gonna try actually. Unless they have a I don't think they're gonna have Fraction Evoker. This is a little slow, but Brimaz is really good if it can get going. Can try and bring in Brimaz and have Spell Color protection. That could be pretty good. And if we hit a White Source, we can cast our Path Exile. They are going to 6. That's not bad for us. And they're going to keep their hand, put a Scry on top, and we will lead off with an Aether Vial on the Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. They got Shefet into that Dryad. Okay, sure. And Aether Vial's ticking up. And we draw a Crusader. Okay, that's fine. A slow start, but we got 2 Vials in play, and we got some powerful threats in hand. I think we're in a fine spot right now. And they're just passing the turn, yeah. I think I want to be a little bit conservative. Like, I think I'm going to lead off with Mirror Crusader, and then try to have Brimaz and leave up either Spellcaller or the Flicker if it's drawn for turn. Because this card's going to be really good if it can get going. So we shall see if we can get that going. Anyway, they're playing a Ghost Quarter here. Playing Blades Blazer. Okay. That could get a little annoying, but not the end of the world. Question is, do we want to trade with the Militant or not? And the answer, I think, is no. Just don't think we care. I think we'd rather be more aggressive, given the nature of our hand and versus theirs. Like, they're not gonna. They can only really cast 1, maybe 2 spells a turn, and because of that, I just want to be more aggressive than anything. Interesting. So they're attacking the Thalia. I mean, okay, that's fair, but it's a little risky for them. Yeah, I'm just gonna use the Cleric as an aggressor right now. And if they don't have removal here, then this Crusader could really get them. Although at the same token, with a Violent 3 and 2, I think they have to play a little safer. Okay, drew a Ghost Quarter, that's interesting. So we do have the option of Ghost Quartering ourselves if we need to, which we might need to if they play a Thought Knot. But yeah. So we have a few options here. We could either bring in the Mirror Crusader to block 1 of their creatures, or wait and have Spellcaller up in case they play something like a Thought Knot or I don't know, like Eldrazi Blazer. We want to deal with that. I think I almost would rather just not play I think I almost rather would not be too defensive with the Spellcaller, but we shall see. I'm really curious to see how they attack. Just the Golem. Yeah, I'm gonna let that through for sure. I don't want to trade Crusader for Golem. That's an awful trade. I want to bring in Flickwisp for the Golem. I'd rather say Flickwisp to defend one of my own creatures. I think we're playing one of those games where we just don't really care what they're doing. We're being a lot more linear. So we're playing a white spell here. Another Blades Blazer. Interesting. Leaving up Ghost Quarter. That's also interesting. Interesting. So if they're leaving up Ghost Quarter, I almost wonder if they would be willing to Ghost Quarter themselves in order to hit a white source to Path to Exile the Rimez. Jeez, I really wish I had Thalia. So, because if I bring in Brimez here and then start attacking, and then if they try like blocking it, we could always get rid of the golem and blow them out. So I think we're gonna let this resolve and then try to Brimez them. This is a little risky if they do up. I guess they have Dismember. Shoot, that's really bad. I didn't even consider that. But I don't know how long we can wait. So, shoot, because the problem is that Mirror Crusader doesn't really answer the golems. Burmez is really the only thing that answers them. Yeah, I think we just have to play around Dismember. I don't think we can afford to not play around Dismember. So I think we have to play a little more defensive by playing Mirror Crusader, pretty much. Like, I really wanted to play Burmez and then start attacking and just getting some value and such, but I just don't think we can afford to. So we're definitely gonna leave a Vial on 3. I think we're gonna put the other one on 3. That does show off some of our 2-drops, but our 2-drops are very uninspiring for the most part, and we have 3 3s in hand, and if we want to deploy Burmez, we need to have protection up, and the only way that protection up is having a Vial up. Ooh, Deputy Detention, that's perfect. Alright, we're in great shape now. That is actually a perfect draw. Wow. So we can get rid of the golems right now. And then attack for a whole bunch of damage. That's really tempting. That is really tempting. Attack for 6, bring them down to 9 potential unless they want to chump block, which they honestly might. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. And then we can leave a Flicker so we want to do some more Deputy Detention nonsense. Alright. That was a really good draw, I will say. Target a golem. I guess they could always like Dismember one of their golems to like save the other one, but that's just terrible value. Yeah. And now if they remove Deputy, they don't even get their stuff back, and then again we can always Flicker stuff Deputy and just yeah, that was one of the best draws in our deck. I should be writing more of these, but it's not really great stats. This deck wants to be super aggressive compared to other D&T builds, so running too many deputies might just make you too slow. This is kind of like a Feed and Hunter, but way better. A way better Feed and Hunter. But it's still the Feed and Hunter with the stats that it has. If it was like a 3-1, I probably would be more excited for playing it. Also, back when KCI was a thing, I was really excited to play his card. As that's the example of that's like the perfect deck for this, as they don't really have a good way of removing it. And this is a great way of dealing with their artifacts, whereas you really don't have good interaction, especially pre-board. But now that KCI is out of the meta, it's just kind of blah. They are gonna do nothing. They have 4 mana. That makes me think Sailor Wreckage. I don't know how much I care about that though. So we can bring in Brimaz. I think I'm gonna bring in Brimaz at this point. I have so many threats going on. And even if they remove something, I just don't care. Oh, they're just F6, great. Again, if they sell record, we can just Spell Queller it. And we can even Flicker us a Spell Queller. to make sure our Cell Wreckage is cast before we attack. Oh boy, it's really good value. And we have Reflector Mage if we want to just... I think that it might just kill them. They take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Brings them to 1, unless we want to Path Exile something. Yeah, nah. Actually, we probably should just kill them. No, never mind, that would not work, because then we would be open to Cell Wreckage. Let's just attack with everything. But the Deputy... Sure. I mean, we could have lethal by Path Exiling a creature and Fletcher Maging the Blade Splicer and still hold up Spellcaller. I just don't think that's necessary to, number one, show those cards, and number two, be that aggressive in case they have something going on. Is a path or something? Do you want the path to Bearmouth? They should have done it right away. Oh, this is Cell Wreckage. Ew. Well, thank goodness we got that Spellcaller. I wonder if we have a win now. We might. Let's see. We have 4, 8. Alright, we do have a win. Because we get to activate Vial again. Flutter Mage. Target a Blade Splicer. And then Ghost Quarter ourselves. The line, man. Get Plains. Oh wait, that only gets what? Rev on them? Oh, I thought I got rev both of them. Wow, I really need to read some cards. That was awkward. Well, that was a little punt. That's okay. Unless we still lethal and I just missed that even more 5. No, we're not. I mean, I just have to chump with both. That's fine. Whoops. It's okay. They're going to need to have a Wrath of God to even survive. So, yeah, they just can see it. And funny enough, what I was going to do next turn was Flickerous, most likely, Flickerous my Spellcaller to get the Cell Wreckage out. Because if they, for example, Path Exile my Spellcaller, then while my creatures are attacking, they could cast Cell Wreckage and wipe us. But yeah, for some reason I thought Reflector Mage was like Deputy. Wow, maybe you should even play Reflector Mage now, just outclassed by Deputy. But then again, Reflector Mage has a lot of work against certain decks, like I mean, it's more of an offensive card to Reflector Mage because for Deputy, if they remove Deputy of Detention, they get their creature back for free. Whereas with Reflector Mage, they still have to cast it and they can't cast it right away. So if you're against like a control deck and they play Lyra and you Reflector Mage or Lyra, then that's going to be a pretty good tempo play. I don't think I want to change my sideboarding at all. I guess Lavinia is good if they have Dismember. Maybe that's better. I like Thalia as a blocker. I actually think I'm going to bring in another Thalia over a Cleric. No, I think I'd rather have Cleric as a blocker for Flickerwist rather than Thalia as a blocker for Dryad Militant. So I'm going to keep the deck as it is and get ready for game 3. Hopefully we find another hand that's similar to that in terms of it has powerful spells. That's how we're going to win this match. This hand is quite slow. They are mulliganing to 6. We do have removal, Deputy, Flicker Wisp. I'm going to try it. I'm excited to try it. Mismatching Halifounds is honestly the reason why I'm keeping this hand for sure. If they were not mismatching, I think this would have had been a mulligan for sure. Ooh, is it gonna be a turn 2 Thought Knot? This might be a turn 2 Thought Knot. Interesting. I think we're gonna play our basic planes in. Yeah. Or maybe we play Ghost Chord. No, never mind. I was gonna say we could play Ghost Chord to fake them out, because then they might play turn 2 Thought Knot, and then we dismember the Thought Knot and feel so good. But if we play planes and then we end up drawing a meddling mage, then we're gonna be so much happier. Whereas we play Ghost Chord and then draw a meddling mage, we will probably cry. So I don't really want to play the Ghost Chord just to bluff them out. Oh, they just have another vial. Well, this is what won me the game before. So I'm a little scared. I will admit, I'm a little scared. But we have a path and a dismember, so I'm not too worried. Plus we have deputy. Wait, we have a turn 3 deputy to get rid of their vials. Okay, we win. I think that's game over right there. Once we get to turn 3. Like, if they don't hit their land here and we get to deputy detention their Aether Vial, even if they kill a deputy, they're just so far behind at that point. Oh, they drew a plane. That's a little unfortunate for our devious plan. Also, we get a little punished, I guess, if they... Oh, no, never mind. I think we're gonna go for it, though. Or we could just Flicker Wisp on their vials. Ooh, we drew our vial on turn 3. If we drew a turn 2, it would have been fine, but turn 3, that's too slow. That is too slow. So if we deputy 1 vial, that's a little better than Flicker Wisp. Being a Flicker Wisp deals more damage. Decision, decision, decision. I think I'd rather play the deputy now, because it has the biggest impact. It's a good chance that slows them down significantly unless they hit a land drop here. And we will target this vial, because if they have... I don't even know what they have. If they like destroy their vial, then they'll only have the vial on 1 here. Oh, they don't. But they probably have a removal spell for this. Right? Or no. Oh no, never mind. They just play the planes. The F6 confused me. Well, that was a disappointing deputy. But we could always Flicker Wisp it and then give them 2 useless vials. Thought not time. Stone. Ooh. That's a classic. Well, now they got their vials back, but they have 3 in hand. I don't know if I like that Stone that they just played. Actually, we could just play Vial into Seachrome Coast. Ooh, I like that. I just have no reason to really rush. If we can get Vial online with Flicker Wisps in hand, that could be pretty good. I mean, we have 5 in hand, 5 cards in hand. 1's a land, but we have 2 Flicker Wisps, which are decent threats, especially if they get to, I don't know, like a Golem, and then we have 2 removal spells, and they only have 3 in hand. And we even have an extra land. I think we're going to be in a fine position. They have stronger overall card quality, but still. I mean, if they just go land to Gideon, I guess I'll cry, but... Oh no, they played the land. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Well, I don't even know if they have that much higher card quality if they're playing Dryad Militant post-board against us. Then again, we're playing, what? Thalia and Remorseful Cleric. We even showed them the Cleric last game. Oh, they drew a land, which is unfortunate, and then another land, which is also unfortunate. Okay, well, in that case, I will simply play a Tap Tallow Fountain, and then I guess I'll just play a Flicker Wisp here, just so I can have a creature. And I will target Ghost Quarter. And then pass the turn. Get back Ghost Quarter, pass priority. Oh, I could have just targeted their Aether Vial. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it was a little better, but it's okay. I don't know what their vials are even gonna do for them. Wow, I think they've drawn land into land starting turn 3, unless they just forgot to play a land. What is in their hand? Maybe they just have Flicker Wisps in hand and they don't want to play them. Uh-oh. Here's a card. Blades Blazer. Okay. Playing it after I cast my Flicker Wisp, I see. I see what you're doing, OP. I'll just pass the turn. Vial ticks up. Okay, Pat Exile, not a bad draw. Not a bad draw. Play another land. Also, I do have a slight advantage against the opponent as my deck runs 22 lands. Theirs runs 23, so statistically speaking, they have a higher chance of flying out, especially as you look at how many cards I've seen deck versus them. Obviously, this game is proving that statistics are not the best when it comes to Magic the Gathering, but that's okay. I'm very fine with how this game is going. I will make their golem go bye-bye and pass the turn. Again, I'm kind of interested in what they're trying to do. They might have stuff like Flicker Wisp and Displacer in hand that are trying to build a lock, but I have a Ghost Quarter for their temple and I have 3 removal spells, so if that's their plan, I don't think they're going to get there. Chef Etch, or I guess now they have 2 color sources, but we have 2 Ghost Quarters, and most ENT lists do not run a waste. I don't run a waste in my mono white ENT list, even though I definitely could. I just don't see a reason to in the current meta. There are Blood Moon decks. I mean, there are decks with Blood Moon, but it's not a very popular strategy right now. I wonder if they're going to offer a trade with a Violent too. No, they're not. That seems smart. I still wonder, because assuming that they actually did not have a land on turn 2, they have to have 2 spells in hand. I almost think that they just forgot to play a land, unless they've seriously drawn land since turn 3. So that'd be 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 5 lands in a row on top of their deck, which seems highly improbable, but who knows? Who knows? Anyway, the opponent is considering their options. Considering them, but they decide to not do anything. Oh, I'm also thinking about they use their Deck and Stone on my deputies, so now my Flicker Wisps aren't getting killed. I mean, it's not really even a 2-for-1 for them because I get 2 clues, so it's really actually a card that's favorable for me in theory, but it's still a very good card to play, especially if you hit tokens with it. I just don't like the card, personally. Not really because the clues are just... It's more I just don't like how the card plays out. I mean, I did like playing it in Standard, and I'd love to bring in the Modern, but it's just never been a card I've liked. Are they going to Flicker Wisp my Vial? Wait, why'd they Flicker Wisp my Vial? Why wouldn't they Flicker Wisp their Blades Blazer? Wait, why aren't they Flicker Wisping their Blades Blazer? This makes no sense. They have 1 card in hand. I'm so confused right now. Let me activate my Vial and see what they do. They might do something here. This might scare them. Oh no, it's not going to. Sure. Why wouldn't they Flicker Wisp their Blades Blazer? The million-year question. When I have so many lands in play, I'm gonna take my Vial up. Heck yeah. Alright, drew another Plains. So they have 1 card in hand. If that card's Eldrazi Blazer, this is really bad. Because they can activate twice. But if it's anything but Eldrazi's Blazer, this is very good. Therefore, I think I'm going to go under the assumption that is not. If it's Eldrazi's Blazer, maybe it's best to Ghost Core their Temple first. Oh, I like that. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands in play. So if I Ghost Core Temple, they don't have a waste in their deck, then I get to effectively only give them one activation. So then if I path Flickerless, they could Displacer Flickerless, then I can path Flickerless and then Dismember Displacer and leave them with only a Blade Displacer and drawing off top of their deck. Both of us would be. So all in all, although they don't have a waste, I can get rid of both, but we will worry about that later. Let's start by Ghost Coring their Temple and see what they do in response. I could have done this at a different point, but since all my spells are instants in hand, as long as I do it on the basically this is a fine time to do it. I want to do it on main phase, no layer to main phase, because I might want to Ghost Core Temple, then pass priority, then Ghost Core Shefet. Although I don't think passing priority between Ghost Cores is necessary. I mean, moving through phases is necessary. I just need to make sure that they don't floating mana when I declare attacks. In case things get weird, I guess. I don't even know if that even matters, to be honest. Ooh, they do have a Displacer. Oh, they're activating Vial now, so now I get to kill their Flicker Wisp. Ooh, that's... Or I can kill their Blade Laser and Flicker Wisp, and then... Oh, that sounds really good, actually. I mean, they activated Displacer. I mean, they activated Temple in a way that makes me think that they do have Eldrazi Displacer. If they have a Flicker Wisp, I think it's fine if we... I think it's best now to just get rid of both their creatures. Because now they're vulnerable. Yeah, I forgot about the delay. This is very good, actually. We're losing all of our removal spells this way, but... And then we have to Path Exile the Blade Splicer, because if we don't, and they bring in Displacer, they could activate it. And then, if I try pathing it, then they can activate it again and get that Golem, so... It's best just to Path Exile it now. So then if they do bring in the Displacer, we can just Path Exile that and they'll have nothing. Versus our things. In fact, if they have a Displacer, I don't think they're gonna bring it in now. I think they should just say no. Actually, they can still say yes and target our Flicker Wisps. That's really your only option. Oh, they do bring Displacer? Okay, sure. Well, I'll pass priority then. Actually, I don't even care about Displacer anymore. I can just Ghost Core their Shefet Dunes and then it's just a 3-mana 3/3. Alright. This is very good for us. So now we have Path Exile forever. Whatever creature they draw, unless they draw like a Gideon, then we just lose. They are going to target Flicker Wisp. Okay. Sure. So Flicker Wisp will be targeting either an Aether Vial or could target their Displacer, but it doesn't seem like it does anything. Alright, let's target an Aether Vial. And then let's see if we can attack. Or not. I will try my best to attack. They will go through. Okay. And then I will pass priority to end step, so I can Ghost Corner end step and then get rid of their Vial. Their other Vial will not return until their next main phase. That seems like the best play. Unless I want to Flicker Will my Flicker Wisp, but I don't think I care about doing that. I guess that's a little better to have a blocker up. I just don't think that matters at all. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I'm getting my Vial back as well. Okay, cool. So now I will go score their Shefet Dunes. They're getting so many basics out of their deck, which is sad, but we'll still have a Path Exile in the hand, so this is going to work out fine. We still have 2 Flicker Wisps, so unless they have another Deck and Stone or Cell Wreckage, we're going to be in great shape. Oh wait, they didn't even float me, huh? Aw. It's almost as though they knew. It's almost as though there was no point in flickering our Flicker Wisp. But we still had to get rid of the Shepherd anyway. In case they draw a Blaze Blazer. Because if they draw a Blaze Blazer, things will get interesting. But ultimately, I don't want to get rid of Eldrazi's Blazer unless I absolutely need to. I'd rather just get rid of the creature that they would play. Yeah, of course, you're gonna attack with it. Why would they not attack with it? Like, if they just play Flicker Wisp here, I'd rather deal with that, so I have my 3-turn clock going. Oh, another Path Exile. That is actually perfect. Play my land. By playing my land, it makes me. They might even think that I'm now holding onto land. Look how much lands I've drawn. So typically in matchup, you hold onto land. So this is like anti-bluffing. So I think, ooh, he might have another removal spell, but he definitely, he almost certainly it's like a land in either a removal spell or a spell color or something like that. So I'm just trying to make them think that I only have like one path in hand. So yeah. All in all, I think this game is over unless if they find a settle. Ooh, they have a Aether Vial here. I guess I'll let it resolve. My 5 minutes. I gotta make sure I don't time out. Although that should not be an issue. Blaze Blazer. That's a little annoying. I think it's time to Path Exile and Eldrazi Blazer in case they draw a colorless source. We can do an upkeep. What am I talking? What am I doing? We can do an upkeep and not draw a step in case they draw Flicker Wisp. We could also just get rid of the Blaze Blazer. No. If they draw a colorless source, they can start tapping down our Flicker Wisp and slowing down our clock. So I'd rather just do it like this. So yeah. Path on upkeep. Again, if I wait till draw a step, they can find a Flicker Wisp and ruin our plans. And if they drew colorless land, they could play it, and we would not have the chance to respond. So I like what we did. So they will attack us for 4 now, bring us down to 9. I'm actually thankful I conceded that first game pretty early. I'm not used to how long it takes to play Moto while you're recording. People say that it's so hard. It's much more difficult to stream or make videos and play the game. And it really is true. It takes away a lot of your focus. Anyway, we shall attack with both of them. Unless they have a Flicker Wisp here, I think we're in great shape. Yeah, they don't. We could attack with just one, but then if they draw a Path Exile, then we no longer have lethal. I'm gonna think for a bit and then play Seachrome. Again, make it seem like, well, I guess I'll just play my land. This card in hand's probably just a land. Let's see what they do with their vials. They might bring one up to 4. What do they do? They do. I agree with that. In case you want to have that draw step, thought not see her going. Up and they concede. Ending our first round playing Blue-White Taxes, beating what I would consider to be a not so great matchup. Anyway, I'll see you guys for round number 2. Alright, here for match number 3 of a competitive Modern League, where our opponents love the mulligan, and we were on the draw this time, and we got an alright hand. I don't like Leonardo on the draw without any Ghost Quarters, but I do like Thalia, I do like Path, and one more land we get Deputy. Another thing I like to know about this deck, this deck in general, hands, while I keep this one, you don't want to keep hands with a lot of lands, even though you're less likely to draw them because I'm only running 22 lands. This deck cannot afford to flood. Already playing against another Botanical Sanctum deck. They're leading off on Grab Diggers. Okay, I know this one. So, in between rounds, I decided to do some delving to predict what deck I was playing against last round, and one thing I figured out was that there's the I forget what it's called, but there's a combo deck that runs Botanical Sanctum and fetches, which could be a deck we're playing against. That also could explain why they mulligan so much. I think that deck was really... I didn't see that deck a lot because I haven't really played a whole lot during the London Mulligan rule while that was still there. So my best guess is that they might have conceded because they forgot that the London Mulligan rule was a thing. I mean, it was gone in this latest update, so they've been like, oh crap, we can't win anymore. This deck is no longer that good because really fragile combo decks are no longer as good. Anyway, I'm happy they played this useless card against us. But anyway, this is another deck where I'm very happy to have a Deputy of Detention against. It's also a deck we're having. Lavinia is pretty good. Be the Mox. Anyway, I should not be rambling against a prison deck. I was just thinking about what I want to do with this Hallowed Fountain. Just tapped. The damage doesn't really matter, but I don't think there's any point leaving up a Path Exile. I'd rather just have it tapped, more as a quality of life thing. Anyway, they passed the turn. There's a point where I should play Leon Arbiter because of War of Invention. War of Invention in this matchup will almost turn almost all the time, or at least the first one. We'll go for Ensnaring Bridge, which will be on 3, which means they need 6 mana, including artifacts, so each artifact counts 1 mana. So next turn, in theory, they could do with like a 0 mana artifact, but I'm going to be playing Thalia, and their deck doesn't really have instant speed removal, so I think it's safe to play Thalia, and we can do Arbiter next turn if we want. Just wanted to explain why I was playing Thalia and not Arbiter, because playing Arbiter is important in this matchup to stop that card, or Invention, but you don't have to do it this early. I mean, they could always get like a... I think that deck plays Pirate Spellbomb, yeah. They always get Pirate Spellbomb. Playing the Artillery Academy, okay. And we drew a Spellqueller, that's a good draw. If we want to just play off of Thalia. And ignore Bridge, which I think is actually the best thing. Number one, we don't want to give them too much time to all of a sudden, oh, we're going to cast a War of Invention, and War of Invention is now too high CMC for a Spellcaller to deal with. Number one. Ooh. And number two. So that's one reason not to leave this up. Also, we have Deputy to deal with. Ensnaring Bridge. So, geez, Deputy Detention is such a... Just seeing that card in my hand makes me feel so good in certain matchups. This is one of those matchups where Deputy is just so good. Because a lot of the artifact decks in Modern, you can just play Stony Silence and then you're pretty happy, but at the same token, almost all those artifact decks have some sort of non-creature permanent that Stony doesn't stop. This deck, it's Ensnaring Bridge. Engineer Explosive, that's so bad. Wow. That's so unfortunate. I didn't even think of that card in terms of like leaving up a Spellcaller for it. Okay. It could definitely be worse, but... that is very unfortunate. Yeah. I wish I could bounce my own creature with Reflector Mage. So... they're probably going to take the damage? Question mark? So I can't play Leon Arbiter? I mean, if they don't, I'm going to play Leon Arbiter. Yeah, they take the damage, so I thought. Or not. I hope they... Okay, they are going to take damage. Unfortunately, but they only have 2 in hand. I have Spellcaller and Deputy. Spellcaller doesn't stop War, though. I think it's fine just to play our Reflector Mage as a 3 mana 2/3. And then just pass the turn. We just want to pressure them, and then we have Deputy to deal with their incoming bridge. Anyway, yep, EE takes care of our Hate Bear's side, unfortunately. I mean, we have ways of dealing with this, but we didn't have any of them. Okay, sure, Mox Opal. I mean, they only have 2 in hand, and again, if one of them Ensnaring Bridge, we have a Deputy to deal with that. I'm mostly worried about, I don't even know necessarily. This looks like a whir. Whir for 3 to get that bridge? I'm curious to see what they're gonna do here. It's definitely a whir. But I'm not 100% sure if they're 100% sure they're even gonna get ensnaring bridge here. They're not going to. Is this gonna be a spyglass? No way. That just seems bad. Pirate. Okay. They're targeting me with a bauble. Okay. I do not know why they got Pirate Spellbomb, but they got the Pirate Spellbomb. I mean, again, we have Spellcaller and Deputy in hand. They do know we drew that. Anyway, if they have Academy runes to get back Pyrite every turn, I just don't care. I can eventually Spellcaller if I ever care. I'm not gonna Deputy the Pyrite now. I just, again, don't care. I'm gonna save this for something like Ensnaring Bridge, so they know about this, so I'm just gonna play out the Blaze Blazer now. I can always Path Deck on my Blaze Blazer to get another land, in case we want to go Arbiter into a 3-drop, or just simply Arbiter into holding up Spellcaller. Besides, my Blaze Blazer might not be useful, especially if they Pirate it. Sure, Spires, and here comes the bridge. Sure. Well, fools, they're gonna die in 12 turns, this Blaze Blazer anyway. Mwahaha. If I had another land hand, I think I would Path Deck on my Blaze Blazer so I could leave up Spellcaller with Deputy. But I can't, so. Unless I draw land, and I don't know how I feel about that gamble. So I'm just going to pass. Drew an Arbiter. Okay. If we Deputy and then they have like an explosive, this could be really bad. That would be really bad, actually. They have what? They have a lot of mana. They have 6 mana. Yeah, they could. Could they Academy runes? No, they can't, because they also need to draw a card. So if they have explosives, this is really bad if I play Deputy, but I don't think it's worth it to just wait until we have 6 mana. Because at the very least, we're going to be able to get a good amount of damage this turn, so I think it's fine just to play the Deputy now. To give him 1 turn to react. This only deals 2 damage, right? Yeah. So I just want to do the more tempo/aggressive play. I wish this was old rewarding, then I can just Path Deck out my own Deputy to get rid of that bridge forever. But alas, that doesn't work, so now they're at 6 life. Pretty low life total. They really don't have much life gain besides Embarrass Fair. I think it's the only way they can gain life. They're gonna kill our Splicer. I think it's fine to Path Deck out my own thing then. Just to get the extra land, because frankly, I'm 99% sure that they are running creatures in the main deck. Sideboard, they'll have some creatures, but even if they have the Sai, I don't think it's going to do much. Crucible, sure. Into Spyglass, sure. Oh, they go to 1. But now I have a Spellcaller, so so they have to draw exactly, what's it called? Word mention. Oh, maybe I can play around that by playing an Arbiter. Maybe that'll be enough mana to stop them. Let's see. They can pay 2, and then they have to cast 1, 2, 3, and then never mind. They would have still enough mana. Ooh, Lavinia. That might help because I'm like 99% sure that War will be a CMC of 6, and they have 5 lands in play, so Lavinia should actually stop them from casting a word, then Spellcaller will counter their bridge. Wow. It's really interesting how that works out. Lavinia actually kind of doing something. To be honest, I don't know what Farah does. Farah? What? Oh. That's what they named. Okay. Is that the blue-eyed god? I'm not very familiar. I mean, I would just name Ghost Core out of them. That's the card I'm most likely to have. The nice thing about playing blue-white taxes over, like, mono-white or black-white A&T is no one really knows this deck. This isn't really a real deck yet. So, people can't just go on MTG Goldfish and look it up and be like, oh, I'm just gonna melee mage this card or spyglass this card blindly. Especially when you're playing the first couple turns, they may just think you're playing Banned Spirits or Humans. So, that's some pretty good surprise factor. Anyway, post board, Oblivion Ring is great. That's one reason why I have it, is sort of a third deputy attention that's a little harder to remove. And Burmaz is a really good threat. I think I want to bring in Burmaz. I don't think you necessarily need to have certain more threats. I think Burmaz and Crusader are both very good threats, but I'm not sure if Crusader will make it. The thing about Crusader is it only has 2 power, but deals 4 damage. So it gets under bridge easier than, I don't know, Blades Blazer token. Good thing about Burmaz is that it's a 3/4. I mean, not the 3/4, or that has Vigilance, but that creates 1/1s, which 1/1s are pretty easy. Having 1 power creatures is pretty good if you want to go under bridge. And then, I mean, I'm bringing in Oblivion Ring 100%. These two I'm not 100% sure about. Oh yeah, Stony comes in because, well, that's what their deck does. And then I like to bring in, usually I bring in 1 Rest in Peace when I have 0 relics in my sideboard. Now they have relics, I'm not sure if I want which one I want to bring in. It's hard for them to deal with Rip, especially because when I play Rip, I usually have a Stony in play. And they don't really, I don't think they run Nature's Claim unless something has changed. But Relic has more late game potential. I think I'm going to bring in 1 Relic. We'll see. What I'm taking out in 49 seconds. Taking out Cleric, I think. That's why I have way worse cards, because I just don't like what Cleric does. I'm taking out the Reflector Mages. Lavinia is weak, but I think it's still fine. We can take out like 1 Vial because of Stony Silence. Oh, we're on the draw, right? I think I'm going to take out 2 Vials then. Oh, Relic is bad because of Stony. Never mind, let's bring in a Rest in Peace. Alright, we found the line, and then I think I'm going to take out 1 Blades Blazer. I think I'd rather have the Mirror Crusader and the Burmaz, but still have like another Blades Blazer as a threat, and then shoot, 5 seconds. Alright, good enough, good enough. And then I'm keeping in all 4 Path Exiles because of the Psy, which I bring in. So yeah, anyway, they're mulliganing to 6. Wow, everyone mulligans. We're going to join the mulliganing trade because our 22 land deck is finally giving us a hand that it does not have enough lands. And we took out 2 Vials anyway. Regrets right there, regrets. So yeah, let's go to 6. Oh goodness, this is quite interesting. They're going to mulligan to 5? Wow, that's very unfortunate. This hand has 1 land, but we have Stony Silence, and we're on the draw. If we draw 1 more land, we can cast Stony, Melee Mage, and I guess Path of Always cast. We don't have access to these 2 very powerful spells, but they're very powerful. I think I'm going to keep it. It's a little risky, but I think it's a mistake to mulligan this hand, especially this deck is one that you can easily just be like, oh, I'm going to mulligan to 5, see if we can find something better. Up, no lands. Whoops. I mean, we could easily just never find our second land and cry our 22 land deck, but his hand's just so powerful, I'm willing to take the risk. Hey, we found our mismatching Hellfound. Excuse me. Anyway, we're playing it tapped, passing the turn. We could have always left untapped in case if they go land, untapped land, Mox Opal, Mishra's Bauble, Sai, but given how complicated that sounded, I'm guessing that the odds of that happening are not very high. Anyway, I'm not sure if I want to play this turn. I kind of just want to play Stony Silence. I don't know what to expect right now. They play Sai, I just don't care. Really. Yeah, I'm just gonna play Stony right now. If I didn't have Path in hand, I think I would play Melee Mage naming Stony. No, sorry. I'd play Melee Mage naming Sai, but because I have Stony in, or now I'm just gonna play it. So what I can name with Melee Mage, I can name a Snaring Bridge, but I have Deputy. I can name Sai, but I have Path. I can name Word of Invention. I think Word is the scariest card, but they only have 2 lands in play. They don't even have an artifact in play. Yeah, the problem with Melee Mage in this deck is that without having something like Kitesail Freebooter, which is a card that humans runs, you don't get to actually know what's in their hand, and sometimes it's like I'll just name their only removal spell or their most important combo piece, or the card I'm gonna lose to. But in like this case, I really am not sure what the best name is, so anyway, we're going to now guess what our best name is going to be, and my best guess will be it's either gonna be Snaring Bridge or Sai. We do have Path, but Sai could get a little annoying. Yeah, but we have Path. I think I'm just going to name Ensnaring Bridge. I think when in doubt, just name Ensnaring Bridge is a good strategy. Like, even if they have multiple Sais in hand after I like Path one, they're gonna have to play artifacts or if we actually care about the Sai. Yeah, there's a Sai. Sai. They actually had it. That was terrible. My apologies. Okay, sure. And with these Thopters, worst case scenario, I could just deputy of detention them away. If they play a third, I will definitely do that. Oh, they played those Zero Mans right before I drew Lavinia. That is actually the saddest thing ever. No, it's not the saddest thing ever, but it makes me very sad. So what I'm going to do is, I guess I'll just Path Exile the Sai. I could also just Path Exile the Sai and then Tectonic Edge. No, it's bad because then I have no third land. Decisions. They're so far behind though. I think it's fine just to Path the Sai right now. Could also Deputy Attention it, but I think my plan is I want to save Deputy Attention for the Thopters. I also don't want them to draw cards off a Sai. I want to keep them very low in resources. I'm not going to attack because I don't want them to double block. So we'll just pass the turn. And yeah, that's what I'm doing now because I don't want them to be like, oh, let me go sack my 2 useless artifacts to draw a card. Ancient Story, sure. I did consider tech edging that, but alas, we'd not. Karn. Uh-oh. Well, they can't play the Karn unless they actually have a land here. But it looks like they're trying to play it. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, they have a Whir. Okay. Sure. Okay, that -2 is a little iffy. Dang, now I really wish I played Lavinia. Actually goes 4. Okay. Are they grabbing that draw card thing? Or just grabbing Snaring Bridge. Okay. I don't know how much I care about Snaring Bridge right now. Anyway, I definitely will attack with my melee mage. And then, let me see. I could just pass the turn, leaving up Spell Queller. And then if they do nothing, I could just Tectonic Edge one of their lands. I don't hate that. I'm a little worried about this card, to be honest. I don't want them to -2 and then find something problematic. Could also, if I had a Lantern, I think I would Dally into Lavinia, but I don't, so I'm not going to do that. This game's actually gotten quite awkward. The -2 of Karn is scaring me, maybe a little too much. They have a tapped land. Okay, they're going to play their card. Sure, I'll Spell Queller that. And then they will pass the turn. And I think now, I drew Nerf Flicker Wisp for a deputy, possibly. For a possible deputy. Oh, wow. Interesting. We could have some real fun and play Lavinia. And then Flicker Wisp our Spell Queller next turn to stop Karn, to get rid of Karn forever. I think that's a little too janky though. I don't think we need to do that. So anyway, we will play our Deputy of Detention. Oh, we could also Flicker Wisp our Meddling Mage. And named Karn. Yeah, but I think this actually worked out better for us. We could play Thalia, but I don't think it's worth it. We could play Lavinia, I still don't think that's worth it. We could Flicker Wisp something. I don't think there's anything I really want Flicker Wisp. I also want Flicker Wisp and Snaring Bridge. Ooh, that's actually not bad. Flicker Wisp and Snaring Bridge. Hold on. We're at 12 minutes. I'm gonna be really quick about my line of play thinking. If we Flicker Wisp and Snaring Bridge, we have a stronger body, but it doesn't easily get blocked by Thopter, so I just might not want to play my Deputy right away. Yeah, no, I think I'm just going to Deputy of Detention. We could also just grab the Thopters from Deputy. I actually don't hate that either. Yeah, but that feels a little suspicious. I think they would know something's up then. Yeah, well, I think that's what I'm going to do. I say as I Deputy Detention the Thopters. I mean, they're working on so few resources right now. I mean, they have a lot of lands in play, but they only have 2 in hand. Oh, they just conceded? Yeah. What was going to happen is we were going to Flicker Wisp our Deputy so we can get rid of the Snaring Bridge. And then after that, we could save a Flicker Wisp in case we want to do some other shenanigans. I also was going to probably work towards the Lavinia plus Flicker Wisp Spell Queller wombo combo. But yeah, anyway, that is match 3. I'll see you guys for the 4th round. Alright, here for match number 4 of a competitive Modern League. Playing Blue-White Death and Taxes, and we're on the draw, and this hand's very bad. I don't mind keeping hands with 2 Aether Vials, but 3 is just too much. This is pretty much a 5-land hand. That's how I have to think of this. Wow, everyone mulligans to 6 today. I think everyone's so used to the London Mulligan rule. Maybe everyone mulligans super aggressively during the London Mulligan rule, now they want to. I know keeping 1 land Vial hands is risky on the draw, but this is the kind of deck that wow, mulligan to 3. This is the kind of deck where you really have to. I'm gonna keep this on top. I don't want to randomly lose to never hang a land. Turn 1, Swamp Thoughtseize. I mean, you're not gonna mulligan the 3 with Thoughtseize, but you never know. Okay, Stomping Ground tapped. And they keep their card on the bottom. Yeah, keep it on the bottom. Anyway, I'm gonna play an Ace of Isle on turn 1, pass the turn. They're gonna untap their Stomping Ground, play an Air Mesa, pass the turn. This could be many other things. They have a stop on my upkeep. They let it through. I draw a Ghost Quarter. Now I'm sad that I kept that on top, but sorry, I have on top. Excuse me. But it's okay. Anyway, we're gonna play a Thalia on turn 2 and pass the turn. And they're gonna crack their Mesa on my end step, and they will be grabbing a Blood Crypt, tapped, playing a basic mound now. And then they're casting their first spell of return, which is a Stinkweed. Wait, what is going on? Oh, they mulliganed to 3 and they're playing Dredge. And we have I cannot speak right now. And they, okay, I literally cannot speak right now. We have a remorseful cleric. Okay, we got there with the speaking. So they have 1 card in hand. They power cast a Stinkweed Imp. Sure. Ooh, we could just Reflector Mage that. That's so mean. That's so mean, though. I actually don't think it's right to Reflector Mage to Stinkweed Imp. If they draw like a Faithless Looting, I'd rather them not have a Stinkweed Imp in hand. I'd rather them just have it in their, you know, exile zone. So therefore, I'm going to play However untapped, Path Exile their Stinkweed Imp, attack with Thalia, and then bring in a Remorseful Cleric whenever I want to. Let's get to it. We could also Flicker Roast the Stinkweed Imp. I just don't want to have this thing anywhere. I want it gone. I want it very far away. I also might want to save that Flicker Roast for something else, such as maybe bouncing flickering Reflector Mage for the future. Or saving Cleric from a removal spell. Or even Thalia. Shriekhorn. That's not a nice card. Well, I think that's fine. I'll not respond to it. I will instead move to my end step. Their end step. Oh no, they're not going to let me. Ooh, they're going to Dark Blast Thalia. I wish I had that up. I'm just going to bring it in now, though. Bring the Remorseful Cleric. And Thalia will die. And we will now take a file. File will go up to 3. Draw another Reflector Mage. Not the best draw, but it's okay. Anyway, we will attack. And then oh, they have no cards in hand. That's great for us. Like, very great for us. Anyway, I think I'm gonna play the Reflector Mage. Just as an offensive creature. Although, now that I think about it, there's another line where I Ghost Quarter their Stomping Ground to keep them off of green, or Ghost Quarter their Blood Crypt keeping them off of black. Which I don't hate. Don't hate that at all. No, I think I'm just going to play the Reflector Mage. And pass the turn. And stop. I have a stop in their upkeep. Interesting. So they can bring back blood. Sorry, not Dark Blast. And that'll be a Dredge 3. I think nuking their graveyard right now is a mistake. This could get bad if they have a Faithless Looting. So we're gonna have to have a draw step stop to see what they dredge, I think, is the best play. Yeah. Just let them dredge. They hit Creeping Chill, it does nothing. Cathartic Reunion and Bloodghast, which also does nothing. Okay. That's fine. I mean, Creeping Chill buys them time because they're getting 3 life. I don't care about losing 3. So now they have a Dark Blast in hand and a Shriek Horn in play still. Okay. This is going to be a very weird game. Anyway, they're going to pass the turn. And I think I'm going to just play a Reflector Mage here again to continue the attacking. And then I can leave up Flicker Wisp if I want to do things with Treecorn. Oh no, never mind. I don't want to do that. I think I want to be a little more defensive than that. Actually, I have a different plan. I'm going to be more of the responder right now. Keep a vial on 3, and I will talk about my playing as I continue. So they're going to Dark Blast our Cleric. I actually forgot that if I sack it, they keep their Dark Blast. So I think I am forced into Flicker Wisping it. Flicker Wisping the Cleric, but that's fine. I'm very fine with that. Maybe I should have just Ghost Cored their Blood Crypt now that I think about it. Oh well. I don't think they have Swamp. Usually Dredge does not run a Swamp. Ooh, Deputy of Detention. That is perfect. That is perfect. I wanted to use the Flicker Wisp on the Shriek Cord, but this will be very good now. Okay. So I will not Ghost Cored their Blood Crypt. I actually might even got punished for not doing it. I mean, not punished, rewarded for not doing it, even though I think Ghost Coring their Blood Crypt would have been a very viable line. It just was a little risky in case if they dredged very well, but since they dredged very poorly, it would have worked out pretty well. So now they have to hit, I don't even know what, something very good off of their Shriekhorn. As I will try and get rid of it now. I don't think there's anything they could really hit. I mean, if they hit like Narcomoeba and... Oh, they didn't respond? Okay, well, in that case, I guess I'll just do this now. Nuke the graveyard now, and pass the turn, so now they are drawing up top their deck, and let's see what they find. Well, they didn't play anything. That must be a good sign. Man, I found the weirdest dredge games. A very interesting game indeed. So this is not 2-turn clock, unfortunately, but it's pretty good. I'm just going to pass the turn. I could get rid of their Stomping Ground to stop Blight from the Loam, or get rid of their Blood Crypt to stop other black spells, but I think I'd rather just wait in case if they play a certain spell and that convinces me to do something else. Ooh, Faithless Looting. That's not good. That is not good. Because they do have enough mana to flash it back. So let's see what they find. I just want more information before I use my Ghost Quarter. Just a little more information. They discard Narcomoeba and Stomping Ground? Wow. That is a weak Faithless Looting. I'm assuming this one will be a little better, but I guess we shall see. And I'm thankful I can get the Stomping Ground at least. Ooh, Conflagrate. That's bad. And a Bloodghast. Well, Bloodghast doesn't really do anything, but Conflagrate is not the kind of card that I wish to see. So now I will bring in Reflector Mage just to up the pressure. Bring them down to 2 life. And then I think I'm going to Ooh, okay, it's game. I don't think that can be a spell caller under any circumstances. I guess I will just get rid of their. I mean, if they have Loam into Conflagrate, that's pretty good. So I guess like a their Stomping Ground, sure. It doesn't really matter. And pass the turn. And I think we will be moving on to game 2. They have a Faithless Looting. Yeah, I'll just spell color that. I shall just activate Vial. Why even cast it? Well, I can just Vial it. And that's game 2 right there. I mean, if I didn't get rid of Faithless Looting, I guess I didn't have to get rid of that Faithless Looting. There wasn't anything they could hit that would help them. I get maybe actually never mind. Maybe they could have hit like double Faithless Looting, but even then, I don't know. It doesn't really. I don't think it really mattered what I did with that spell color. But either way, that's game 1. Sure, they're on mulligan to 3, but I'm still happy to beat Dredge. It is quite an impressive deck. Oppressive. Not impressive. I'm not impressed by Dredge. I'm more disgusted by it. Anyway, these are all the cards we will bring in. Although I don't know if we even want Cell Wreckage now I think about it. Cell Wreckage I bring in if I'm mono white ENT, even black white ENT. As they usually do win by creatures, but I think blue white Taxes is so much faster and low to the ground that you just don't want Cell Wreckage. It's too slow against Dredge, believe it or not, in this matchup. But if you're playing mono white ENT, black white ENT, mono white and Taxes, any of those decks, you definitely bring in Cell Wreckage. It kills a lot of creatures a lot of time, or for them to win, they need to attack with everything. So Cell Wreckaging them is quite good. Although noteworthy, they can still kill you with Conflagrate. So this isn't an end-all card. Burmaz is not a bad threat against them. I think Blaze Blazer is a little better, but it's not bad. Anyway, cards to cut in 1 minute. Flicker can get cut. You can cut 1 or 2 vials on the draw. Oh, you can cut Path. This is, again, normally I would say Path is fine, but Blue White Taxes doesn't need Path against them. You just don't need Path. What does Lavinia do? I think it is a way to stop Conflagrate, but it doesn't really stop anything else. So, because all the creatures come into play without casting them, yeah. Melee Mage isn't amazing, but it's still worth playing. Actually, Melee Mage is pretty good. I'm keeping that vial. Flicker Wisp isn't the worst, but I think I'll also keeping the Path Exile just to alleviate pressure. Anything else I'm missing? Ooh, Flector Mage isn't that good, but no more time. I spent too much time sideboarding. I mean, Flector Mage is actually fine. I think I'd rather have a Brimaz in it, but it's definitely not the most exciting card against them. Anyway, game 2 on the draw. And this is our hand. And they're keeping a 7. And we don't have a white sword for each resting pieces, but we can ghost core ourselves. I think we have to keep his hand. How do you mulligan a hand against Dredge when you have 2 resting pieces and 2 lands that can, in theory, cast at least 100 resting pieces? I just don't know how I can mulligan this hand. I think I have to keep it. And their hand probably has a Nature's Claim, but I don't think they're going to necessarily have 2 answers to rip. This also could be too slow if they go very fast. Yeah, turn 1 Faithless Looting is a little worrisome. Double Synchro Nip, alright. Uh-oh. That's a Thalia. Shoot. Not really what I want to see. I guess I'll play Ghost Core, doesn't really matter. Hopefully we can find a Seachrome Coast here. They hit Prized Amalgam, Conflagrate, and Looting, but they just play a land pass. Okay. That's not too bad then. Ooh, Hallowfound, perfect. Alright, I'm gonna slam Rest in Peace right now. Next turn they can flashback a Looting. And there's a very fair chance they have a answer to Thalia. They've shown Lightning Axe. So they can have something like that or Dark Blast. So instead of playing Thalia, which is a little more greedy, I'm gonna play my first Rest in Peace to get rid of some graveyard cards and gain 4 life. Or maybe we'll even find a land. Ooh, I'd love if they give me a land. They might. No, just 4 life. Okay. Sure. But now they pretty much wasted the Faithless Looting. So I can't mind. Oh wow, just play nothing. Like absolutely nothing. That's pretty good for us. We could play Big Thalia, but I think I'd rather just play Little Thalia if they're stumbling on stuff. Them missing their 3rd land makes me think that they could be stumbling on mana. They also could just have a lot of answers to Graveyard Hate, but not enough acceleration like cards. They only have 2 more loons in their deck. Oh, there's a Dark Blast. Unfortunate, but whatever. Sure, Creeping Chill. And they milled a Loam, and they have a Dark Blast in hand. And they are passing the turn. So I guess there's no point in playing Thalia here, huh? Seachrome Coast, okay. We could just rip and get rid of that Loam before it does things. I don't think it's a bad idea. They have 5 in hand, one of which is a Dark Blast. I would love to save this Rest in Peace for later, but they're missing land drops, so I'd rather just play the rip to just get rid of this Loam. I don't want them to cast a Loam and get back lands and start doing things, so yeah, let's just play rip. And pass the turn. See if we're gonna gain another 4 life. Nope, we're not gaining 4 life. But they did find a land. Oh, I wish Thalia could have stopped that. Big Thalia. Blood Crypt, untapped. Into Heartguest Synchro. Sure. And then let's take Vial up to 2. And I guess we can play our big and small Thalia. Ghost Quarter. They milling mounds. They did not. Oh no, they did. They milled 1 basic mound. So they showed last game that they only have. Unless I missed something from their graveyard last game, they showed that they only had 2 basics, which is the typical amount. So if we Ghost Core them twice, we can get them off of green. Oh no, we can get off of green or black. Oh, I get them off of whatchamacallit. Dark Blast. I like that. And then the only 3 mana for Loam. I am more than sold. Okay, let's do that. So let's go for their Blood Crypt. Fiddler and Arbiters would be real nasty, but this should still be very good for us. Or of their other Blood Crypt. They find nothing, as we expected. Then we will activate Vial to bring in Thalia in case they have a Lightning Axe for Heretic Cathar, and then we'll play our Heretic Cathar and pass the turn. And now they have to deal with the rest in peace, some Thalias, and they have very low lands, and they end up conceding, giving us the victory. And wow, surprised how well this deck is doing. Anyway, I will see you guys for round number 5. Alright, here for match number 1 of our, here for our first bonus match. My apologies, I'm so used to just saying the other line. This is our first bonus match because of that interesting league we had. You guys just saw it. Anyway, opponent's keeping 7. We're on the draw. I don't like keeping Aether Vial, 1 lane Aether Vial hands, but I think it's fine to keep it with this deck. I think this deck, you do want to keep hands like this. Yeah, our opposing off on turn 1 basic island, and we draw a path. Kind of the opposite of what we wanted. I don't even think drawing land helps much. We can't cast our Melee Mage for Lavinia, but drawing a path doesn't really help either. Nor choosing our basic island. And then they're playing Trials of War on 1. Okay, well, Path Exile is now looking even worse. And we drew a Deputy, so I guess we'll just pass the turn and just get a little more information. Oh, okay, that's what I was guessing. That was Mono Blue Tron. But I didn't have the information yet. You know what's really good against Mono Blue Tron? I mean, against Tron, Lavinia. Not really sure why I want Meddling Mage, what the Meddling Mage wants to name. Could just play Lavinia now. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think I like just playing Lavinia on their upkeep. I mean, Meddling Mage can name something like Repeal, I guess. Nah. They're gonna play Thirst Knowledge. Okay. I call his name Oblivion Stone with Melee Mage. Which is not that bad of a name. But I just don't think I really care. Also, go with W attention to Chalice of Void noteworthy. I think what I really want to do is find some lands so I can cast multiple of these, play multiple of these creatures a turn. Yeah, I think I'd rather just get Lavinia in play so next turn we can take our Val up to 3. I really want Lavinia to be in play. Actually, we can just go to stop and bring in Lavinia after Thirst ends its resolution. Just in case they have a 0-mana spell. Discard a Warm Call Engine, sure. So I will bring in Lavinia and pass the turn. Also, Tech Edge is not the worst. If we draw another land to get everyone their Tron lands. Finally, let's see what they're gonna do. They're gonna play Card. Uh-oh. Until your next turn. Oh, it stops Aether Vial? Wow. That is very rude. Uh-oh. You're gonna minus him. Wow, that's very bad. Well, now that I know I can name off Melee Mage. Shoot, that's very bad. I think we need to hit like a White Sword or something here. Nope. That's very, very, very bad. Actually, I think we just can see at this point. Just to save time. They have a Walking Ballistic incoming, and we're very far from being able to cast anything, and Karn's not going to die, so just move on to game 2. Post board. We have a lot of things that we can bring in. I think Stone Silence is pretty good against them. Relic and Stone is not a good combo. I was gonna say Relic is not the worst, but I don't want to bring in, but I'm bringing Stony. The reason why I was going to say that is because of Akami Runes is a card that they play, and sometimes even Crucible Worlds. Then I'll bring in Oblivion Ring. To answer cards such as, oh, I don't know, Karn. To answer Karns. Sorry. We can take out Remorseful Cleric, 1 Aether Vial, not great with Stony, and finally, maybe... Oh, we take out Fletcher Mages as well. This card's not very good against them. This card's not very great, but... it's fine. I think I'll bring in a Vial still. I mean, still have 4 Vials. Vial is very good. Even with Stony in our deck. Anyway, we shall submit that. Go to game number 2, where we'll be on the play, and... what's up with these Tectonic Edge hands? I should be happy about seeing Tectonic Edges in my hand. Tectonic Edge is so good against them, but... I'm more grumbling right now. Whatever, I'm gonna keep his hand anyway. As Aether Vial is... it has Tech Edge, which is a supposedly good card against them. I guess we'll see. Anyway, we'll play our turn on Vial and pass the turn. We're gonna play the Urza's Tower and pass the turn. Take our Vial up to 1. Draw a white source. Okay. So we'll play our Howled Fountain untapped and play a turn 2 Leon and Arbiter. And pass the turn. And then they will play a basic island and play a chalice, or okay, just gonna spatial it now. Sure. I don't mind that they did that. We draw a Blade Splicer, sure. Play Ghost Quarter, play Blade Splicer. Then I will, I guess, just pass the turn. I don't think there's anything I really want to name. I could just name Walking Ballista now I think about it. No, I think I'm gonna get a little more information before I name anything. I don't really care about Walking Ballista. Another tower, sure. Now I will name... actually, do I even care about card? No, I don't think I do. We're gonna do something in response. Search knowledge, sure. I think I'm going to name... maybe I'll name Oblivion Stone now. Yeah, Oblivion Stone's very expensive and we're about to double Tectonic Edge them. Maybe we'll name Sorcerer Spyglass. That's a very interesting name. But I think it's a card I'm a little worried about. Ironically enough. Ugin, third, and Island were discarded. Yeah, I think I'm gonna name Spyglass. Pretty interesting name, huh? Sure. Sorcerer Spyglass. Sorceress, sorry, Spyglass. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to double Tectonic Edge them. They'll see it coming, but I don't care. Keep that on 2. Ooh, Spell Queller. That's an excellent draw. And then we will attack for 6. Pass the turn. Then see what they plan to do. They're gonna play Basic Island. And then we're gonna play a card. Could just Spell Queller that now. Oh wait, but we need to Ghost Quarter ourselves. Ooh, that's rough. Shoot. That's fine. What we're gonna do is I build up artifacts or bird control can be activated. Sure. Just want to make sure I got this correctly. Okay. I want to make sure everything, like, I want to make sure I didn't kill my golem with the plus and that it's my eyes, it's just not really doing much of anything, so I'm just going to let this resolve now. Then they will minus, yep. And we can meddling mage what they're getting. Walking Ballista, yeah, that's what I assumed, but just move their end step. And then you will just check something real quick. Hold priority control. So let me make sure this is still the same thing. So we can get rid of both their base non-basics, leave them with only 2 islands in play. And then if the vial is there, we will in fact take it up to 3. We draw planes, that's excellent. And then we will move to combat. Sorry. Attack Karn, attack them. So Karn is now down, and they are at 11. And I will play Melee Mage, naming Walking Ballista. And then pass the turn, holding up Spell Queller with my Aether Vial. And I think we have this one pretty much locked up. Yep, and they concede, bringing us to the third and final game. After seeing a little bit more of their deck, ooh, Motor, are you okay? I don't even know if I necessarily want or need Stony Silence. It shuts off what, Walking Ballista and maybe a couple other cards that they have. Usually this card is very, very good against Tron, but I think it might still be fine to have it in there. Because I just don't think we have any better cards to play. I think I really want to play Reflector Mage. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it in there, but just keep the deck as it is. I'm pretty happy with how it is right now, and let's go to game 3. Here we are for game 3. They're gonna keep their 7, and this is our 7. It's pretty good. I'll keep it. No Aether Vial, but it's fine. Oh goodness, Terminal Expedition map. Not like this. Would get turned. Would get troned. Turn 3 troned. Oh well. Probably why they kept their 7. Oh no, they don't have the Tron ready. I don't think Lavinia does very much right now, but it might do stuff in the future. I guess I would rather just play Leon Arbiter to force him to crack that map now. I don't know. Could also play Thalia. I don't hate playing Thalia right now. Yeah, let's play Thalia. Pass the turn. Crack that map. Oh, they have Condescend? Rude. I guess they would have done that if we played Leon Arbiter, so... Or Lavinia. So it's not the end of the world. Puts a card on bottom and one on the top. Oh, but there's another Tron land. There is a land. Well, anyway, let's play our Ghost Quarter. Let's play a... Could play Lavinia. I really want to play Survival here, but I don't think we can afford to. What I'm going to do is just play Lavinia and see what they do. Oh, we could also just Ghost Quarter. I mean, Leonardo plus Ghost Quarter. Because they won't activate map. Oh no, they could activate map, but they can't. What if we do that instead? Yeah, that's actually way better. Let's just play Leonardo. And scare them with the Ghost Quarter. Because they activate map now, yeah. But now I can play Aether Vial as well. So the question is, do we? I don't think they have any 1-mana removal spells. They could have Dismember, but I'm going to assume that they did not. And hope that they did not. Because I don't think we can afford to play around it. I think it's much more important for us to get Aether Vial online. So let's just do that instead. And we'll pass the turn. Let's see what they do. See what they do. Repeal my vial, sure. They did not repeal Leon Arbiter. They do have Dismember. Then I don't know why I didn't just Dismember plus map. I would have done that if I were them. Oh, they just have the natural Tron, but they have nothing to do with it. Okay, this is a weird game. This is a weird game indeed. Yeah, this is not great for us, but oh, and they have the map. So now no matter what we get, no matter which one we go for, they'll have another one. Wow, this is quite the game. So I don't even think it's worth having the Ghost Quarter, is it? Yeah. Just say the Vial would have been nice to have him play, but see what they do. Are they going to condescend it? Sure. Can't do anything about it. But hopefully they don't have any other removal spells and this Lavinia can stick and do some good work. It will shut down their giant planeswalkers and other problematic spells. Hopefully. They one bomb, one top. Okay. And we'll try and cast Lavinia. They only have 2 in hand. What are the odds? I mean, I guess they can't have a counter spell, but what are the odds they have a removal spell? I guess is what we're asking. Well, they're thinking, so I think the odds of having a removal spell are pretty high. What an awkward game for us. What an awkward game. At this point, we can only cast 1 spell a turn, so it will take a little bit of it really depends on what the opponent has in hand at this point. Well, I guess they didn't play a giant threat last turn, so maybe they're just out. Maybe they just have a bunch of lands in hand. And just nothing. A bunch of nothing spells. Maybe just have a bunch of counter spells. It's possible, right? I hope. I mean, it might their hand might just be like mostly, if not all, blue spells. Who knows? There's only one way to find out. Crack the map. Sure. Grabbing a tower. Sure. Snow. Cast a net Wormcoil Engine. A card. Oh, they're gonna get Walking Ballista and kill my Lavinia. That's what it looks like to me. Yep. I mean, if they do that, they're out of mana. Oh, they get Spyglass? Sure. I guess they're gonna name Ghost Quarter. That's fine. That is fine with me. Chosen card is Ghost Quarter. Cool. We draw Flicker Wisp. For what that is worth. Which I think is not much. I don't think Flicker Wisp is really helping us. Could just Oblivion Ring, cast Oblivion Ring on the card. And then attack them. But I almost want to save that Oblivion Ring for something a little more scary. They have 5 lands right now. Yeah, no, I think it's fine to get rid of the card, and I think I want to do it with an Oblivion Ring. I want them up taking it, and have a blocker for Lavinia. I don't know. We could also just grab Spyglass, but I don't think it's worth it at this point. At this point, I'm more just hoping that they have nothing. This is, again, I think the thing that's most rough for us right now is that we are only casting 1 spell a turn. So whenever they make impactful plays, we just cannot react. Oh, here's a repeal. Yep. Oh, wait, they're... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that should be game. Oh, is this like Clock Rift? Man. I was really hoping they wouldn't have anything. Ballista? Oh, okay, makes sense as well. 1, 2, 3. Well, they need a land to cast it. Or the odds they find the land? What are the odds? Pretty high is the answer, but hey, you never know. Maybe they just won't find the land. Oh no, they got the land. Oh well. At least we can attack with our Lavinia. Yeah, that's game. They can start up taking card to make a giant, to make a 6/6 and attack or block. And yeah, that is the game right there. We were not, unfortunately, fast enough to deal with them. So yeah, unfortunate loss. All right, here for another bonus match of blue-white taxes. We're right now in the draw. We have every single 3-drop in our deck and only 2 lands. I'm gonna mulligan. A little better, but still not great. I'm gonna have to keep it though. I'll bomb Lavinia. I don't really like Lavinia in the dark. There are a lot of matchups where Lavinia is not good, so well, Tron's actually one of them works fine. Anyway, they have turn 3 Tron looks like is what they're setting up. Very unfortunate given how we have Leon Arbiter and Ghost Quarter, but what can you do? Find a meddling mage. Anyway, I guess we'll just play Hallowed Fountain, tap, and pass the turn. I'm really hoping that they don't have another Tron land here. If we could just have one more turn, that'd be very nice, but fortunately not. As they do have the turn 3 Tron. Anyway, ooh, we draw another Leon Arbiter. I wonder what they even have in hand. It might just be better just to play Leon Arbiter or Melee Mage and just hope, because we cannot afford to not do that. We do have Tectonic Edge in hand. It's a lot safer just to Ghost Quarter. Fine. I think it's correct to Ghost Quarter. Therefore, we will just Ghost Quarter and hope that their hand just falls apart. I don't think Tron. I mean, they might just keep a hand with natural Tron. I had nothing to do with it, but I think it's too risky still. Relic, sure. Sure. I don't know why they bothered doing that, but. Oh my goodness, and they have Sylvan Throwing. Well, we will have Tech Edge, but it'll be too slow unless we find. Actually, never mind. There's nothing we can find. I mean, we can find another Ghost Quarter, sure, but I don't want to Ghost Quarter again. There's Aether Vial. I feel like Aether Vial is always turn too slow. Anyway, I want to hold on to Tech Edge for a more surprise factor thing, and I think I'll play Meddling Mage here. Yeah, and name Karn, as that's what's most likely for him to play. That is more of a guess than anything. And pass the turn. And they will play their tower, and they have 1 turn. They just have Nugan. Great. Well, there goes a mailing mage. I'm just curious what we draw. I guess we draw a Ghost Quarter. We still have a chance. Yeah, just concede here. There are 20 life. We just have nothing going on. Unfortunate. Those are the kind of hands that any D&T deck will lose to, though. Just can't beat turn 3 Tron when they turn 3 Tron. Plus, they had ways to beat our Ghost Quarter. Rough, but it happens. Anyway, we'll bring in 2 Stony Silences and an Oblivion Ring. And I'll take out 2 Aether Vials and a Remorseful Cleric, as the Vials are quite bad with Stony Silence. I think 2 is a reasonable number, and Remorseful Cleric because, well, they don't really have a graveyard. And we'll submit our deck and prepare for game 2, where things usually get a little harder. But I mean, we'll be able to play. Being on the play is huge. We just need to find a fine 7. Alright, it's a fine 7. It's acceptable. Actually, this is a very good 7. Very happy with this hand. This guy's exactly what we want for the matchup. Anyway, they have a tower into Sphere. Since they play the Sphere, I will play my Stony. I think I'll play off of a Ghost Quarter. I don't think it really matters what land I play it off of. Next turn, I can Arbiter plus Ghost Quarter, Bleeds Blazer, or leave up Spell Queller, or just play Arbiter, not Ghost Quarter. Oh wait, what? You just kept a 1-lander? Ooh, I wonder if we can cheese them with Arbiter. They probably have removal though. Yeah. Game 2 they usually have removal. So I think I'm gonna play Arbiter and pass the turn. Yeah, they're not F6 right now. Oh, they just conceded? Okay. I guess they did not have a removal spell then. I don't think I was going to Ghost Quarter them though. I think I was going to play around Dismember. Maybe that's silly though. Usually not usually, but oftentimes their removal is Spatial Contortion, Walking Ballista, and not. I mean, they run Dismember, but not necessarily. I don't think all lists necessarily do. Just run back. Those are the exact kind of hands that will win against Tron. Especially on the play. You don't kneel on to play. You kneel on to draw to win if they have a really good hand, though. Well, they're keeping their 7-card hand. I would say. I mean, this is a fine hand. I'll keep it. But if they're keeping a 7-card hand, they have turn 3 Tron. Alright, so they're going to have off a Sylvan Scrying. Sure. This is the most linear Magic ever. I mean, I guess what we're hoping is that our hand can actually beat Tron. I mean, maybe just have a bunch of creatures and Path can get there. Sure. Oh, they don't have turn 3 Tron? Oh, I'm down with that. The problem is his hand isn't very good at punishing that. I still think it was a keep though. I mean, we're on the draw. Odds are we will find something soon to fix it. I mean, that's not happening yet, but we still have a turn. And either way, we have Arbiter and Tech Edge. Those are both very good cards against Tron. I mean, 3 turns to draw a land is very reasonable in my opinion. Played there. Wait, they got Forest? Wait, what? What is going on? I really want to leave up Tech Edge, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can afford to. I think I have to play Vile. Yeah. Just so I have something going on. And if they killed my Arbiter, I'll path it so I can get another land. Also, now that we have our 3rd land, now we'll start drawing more lands. It's a joke, guys. No. I mean, if we draw a land, we can go Lavinia plus Tectonic Edge, so that's not bad. They play their forest. Okay. Into something like, oh, no, Sylvan's Crying, sure. Get their last Tron land, presumably. Yep. Wild. Triggers. Take it up. It's a little bit insulting, but it's a land. It's very insulting, actually. We could play Big Thalia here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have 6 mana available then. It's actually not terrible. I think I'd rather Tectonic Edge, though. I think I would rather Tectonic Edge. Get rid of the mine, sure. Again, it's a guessing game. And my bet is on mine. For no good reason, but I mean, at the very least, even if they have it, we slowed them down. Gives us an extra turn to find something. Nature's Claim. Sure. I mean, they only have 4 in hand. Okay, Howled Fountain. Let's play Big Thalia. Big Thalia. And pass the turn. She's very good if you can play her very early on, but okay, spatial. Oh, they only have 3 in hand. I mean, if they have Tron, there's a very good chance that they just don't have good cards, or they just don't want to make more lands. Okay. That could be good for us. Ooh, we get to play some Hate Bears. Let's play a Thalia and a Lavinia. I'm a little worried though, because if they hit a land that's not, even if it's not a Tron land, there's a good chance we'll be facing a Thragtusk, and Thragtusk will be hard to beat. We don't really have a good way of answering Thragtusk. Ballista? No, that's a Ballista. Yep. Fine. I'm actually not too upset about that. I'm going to lose Thalia. And I'll but if I path it, it's so bad for us. Okay, I actually don't have to path it, never mind. I thought about it. Yeah. Wait, they're not blocking oh wait, duh, because they're not gonna get rid of it. Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna lose Thalia here, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world. What I'm gonna do here now is pass the turn and not make a move for a very long time. So if they try and add counter, I can just path exile it. Well, now I think I'm just going to cast a Spellcaller to get some pressure going. Thalia, interesting. Interesting. I think I might have to play Thalia. Okay. Yeah, now it's time to path exile the Ballista. This does give them more lands, but I just think that's what we have to do. I think we have to make sacrifices like that. And then just play Thalia and just hope that'll tax them enough. It's not the end of the world if they play a Wormcoil, though. We have Path Exile to deal with it. I don't know if they can. I think at this point they probably will assume that we probably don't have a path in hand because we played so many. Yep, Wormcoil. There are 14. Okay. Could we not draw a Seacrum Coast or a Vial? That's all I'm requesting right now. Okay. Melee Mage is not a bad draw. I just don't know what I'm supposed to name. What should I name? I think Ugin. I think we lose to Ugin. Wait, they have 8 lands right now? Well, they can't cast Ugin necessarily. Do we lose to Karn though? No, we don't lose to Karn. It can be a card. How about Wormcoil? I don't know. Wormcoil will be hard. But I think we cannot be a Ugin, so I think we name Ugin. I don't think we can beat Oblivion Stone either, but I'm still gonna name Ugin. I think they both played Oblivion Stone a while ago, so I'm just gonna play around Ugin. I mean, they'd have to, assuming that they have had Oblivion, I mean that they would have played Oblivion Stone a while ago, they would have had to draw it. They'd have to draw it right now, and if they don't, then I can just leave a spell color forever. Or they have something. Wait, what? Oh, that Ugin. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Well, they didn't mine, so that's very interesting that they would not mine us. Do I get to ever know what that card is? I don't. Interesting. They have 2 cards in hand. Wait. Oh wait, this is 8 damage. Wait, never mind. We just killed him. Sorry, I was doing all this interesting math and planning in my head, and I just realized I have an Oblivion ring and they have a Spirit. I guess they could. That card could be a removal spell, but I'm gonna take the risk. Wait, actually it can't be. We have Thalia in play. Okay, let's just do this then. This should win. I don't think we ever know what the card is though. Okay, whatever. I don't like the suspense, but I don't know what card can get him out of this. I think that's lethal, and yeah, that is. We did end up winning a match against Tron. And anyway, I will see you guys for the wrap up. All in all, we went 4-1 in total with the matches I showed. Although the league we did end up 5-0ing it, but as I said in the intro Decktech, the 2 of the matches were pretty much no shows, so I decided to also do 2 more matches and show you guys how the deck would perform rather than just having 3 matches. So overall, the deck was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. I was a little worried that the deck would feel too weak, but it performed pretty well. I think we did have a little bit of luck on our side to help out, but overall, both Lavinia and Melee Mage were talking about specific cards. Both these cards were not very impressive to me. They were fine, but without seeing the opponent's hand, Melee Mage is a little dicey, and it's sometimes just too hard to get what to name. And I mean, Lavinia is not bad. I will say there was a game that I did play, that I didn't mean to record, but I failed to record, where Lavinia was able to stop 2 Search for Tomorrows, and that was very sweet. But otherwise, the card hasn't really done as much as I hoped it would do. Deputy Attention was absolutely amazing. I wish I could have seen him more, but this is definitely a card that I would suggest if you wanted to build this deck to go up to 4 of. Reflector Mage was fine. You also could cut the Reflector Mages for Deputy. A lot of time Deputy will be better. Reflector Mage is better if the opponent has a removal spell and can get that creature back right away, but Deputy has a lot more flexibility and power to it. Spell Caller was still pretty good though, as a card. Still very happy with that one. Yeah. The deck overall, it performed well, but it still didn't feel very coherent. I think some other changes I would do, I think I would at least try swapping Tectonic Edges for Mutavault. I think Mutavault could be a pretty good card for the deck, as it's more of an aggressive land that can feel that aggressive strategy. I also would maybe look towards putting in a 1-drop. There's Mausoleum Wanderer, or the bird that does a very similar effect, which I forget what it's called. That could maybe take the slot, and maybe you can cut like some Lavinias and melee mages for those. Just so you have, again, more of an aggressive deck that also but also at the same time, like, these cards which are kind of clunky, you don't necessarily need to have. And Cyberwise, I was actually pretty happy with it. I wish I could have seen these creatures a little more, but like I'm pretty happy with the sideboard. Maybe I would make a few changes. The new card from Warrior Spark, that Dova's Veto, I believe it's called. That could actually be fine if you want some interaction against control or combo. But all in all, the deck performed pretty well, and it definitely was one that surprised me. And it's very interesting playing a very, very aggressive Death and Taxes build, but it worked out fine. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I would very appreciate if you would consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing this video. And doing any of that would help support the channel and get me to make more videos. And also, if there is a specific Death and Taxes / Eldrazi and Taxes deck list, or just general idea of a deck that you want to see played, please leave a comment or contact me other ways. If you always want me to revisit like Black White or Mono White Eldrazi and Taxes, I'm more than willing to do that as well. And finally, if you want to read some matchup guides and get better at some of the matches, in Modern, or just in general consume more Death and Taxes quality, please check out dntcentral.com. The link is in the description. I have weekly articles there and plenty of Death and Taxes content. Anyway, I will see you guys for the next video.